and ladies and gentlemen, today's lecture is very special because it is deviation from the normal principle of life. The major principle in the life is work is worship and karma has no substitute. Without karma, we cannot achieve anything in life. So having said that, karma is the best part in the life. But great people in our world, they have done a lot of research, like Pythagoras, Kabbalah, Canadian. They are the great people who worked their whole life to find the meaning of the numbers. The whole life is described in numbers. Even before the man was born, numbers were already there. The numbers speak their language. They have vibrations. They have frequencies. And with the help of numbers, we can bring peace in our life, peace in the world. So I have studied this number for the last 38 years as a passion, as a hobby. And I could find my own date of birth, which was written wrong in the certificate, wrong in the register, by knowing the events of life. That is why on my birthday it is celebrated the International Numerology Day, because after the age of 44 I realized that my date of birth is wrong. I went into the village where I was born and calculated my own date of birth by my happening in the last 10 years time. And I found in the register of the medical officer the same date which I calculated, which was correct. So from there I believed the numbers have very important role in our life. It is always said prevention is better than cure. So before the people start suffering, if they do the consultation before that, that's better. In one word, I can define numerology as it is a traffic light. If the light is green, we drive very safely. If the light is red, we stop because we know it is not a good time. If the person becomes color blind, what will happen? He will not be able to distinguish between red and the green, will meet an accident. So therefore I find that numerologists develop a third eye by which he can see which type of light it is going on. It means whether the period is good for him, favorable for him or not favorable. So we find that in case of numerology, by the numbers, we can come to know what should be the number of the house where we are staying. It's all a game of vibrations. If the number suits us, that means it is harmonious with us. Similarly, at the time of marriage, what number should be there? Similarly, when you are planning a brand name like Mickey Mouse became very popular because of the certain numbers only. So we find in this way that numbers are everything in the life, and I started going deep into the numbers, try to find out the cause of cancer with the numbers only without treatment. I studied a lot of data of the hospitals, and my project remains that we should definitely see something great without treatment of the doctors, how numbers can be helpful. For that I made one international numerology forum to collect and meet all the world numerologists to do something for the welfare of the mankind. Because once we are born, we should contribute to this world something great by our passion of numbers. So numerology basically tells us it is not a science. It is not that you can say it cannot help the people to save, but definitely it can increase the probabilities of success. It can decrease the probability of failure. So that is the only thing which is advantage we are having with the help of numbers. Every number, right from 1 to 9, they have their different characteristic features. A single alphabet is very, very important in the name of the person, and how these numbers are vibrating, whether they are consonants, whether they are small letters, italic letters. So this is very important thing in the life. So we use this for the betterment of life. I have made certain predictions also, which are about 70% correct. Nothing is 100% correct. It is only the probabilities we try to find out how we can make the life better. I have my two sons. I changed their name and spelling at the age of 9 or 10, and now both of them are really very successful in their life. Likewise, many of the cases. So I feel that It's little precautions, little vibrations can make a lot of difference in our life. I will just, there have been three major, you can say, numerologists: Pythagoras from the Greece, and Kabbalah, and third is a Canadian. Different type of numerologists have assigned different value of each alphabet. So in the USA, in the Western countries, it is the Pythagoras system followed. In the East, in the India, it is the Canadian system is followed. In Australia, the Kabbalah system is followed. So that means if I put the values of alphabet different, American put different, Australian put different, the same person will have different destiny, different fate. So that is the irony of this thing. That's why I have thought of devising a universal system of numerology where the whole world should use the same value of alphabet. For that, I am trying to bring the international people and the numerology so that we can sit together, we can do research. My contribution is not the research. Research is done by the great scientists, great people. I have the experience of 38 years. Based upon the experience, I have made certain observations. This is going to be like this. So this is how I find that numerology is helping us to decide the things. For example, I started my company by the name of Akash Institute, which is an educational institute of test preparatory examination for making doctors. I started with 12 students. Now there are 350,000 students, 350 centers. In spite of teaching very well for 8 hours every day for 35 years, I took the precautions that the date of birth of the teacher should vibrate with me. He should be lucky enough with psychic and destiny are good. And 92% of the company people, they are positive, vibrate with my numbers. So this is how I find that in 33 years it became the world brand. And it is because I was very careful while selecting the faculty and staff. I did the 11,000 people are working in my company. And when I made the audit of the company, I found 92% of the people are very lucky and they vibrate with me. So this is how I find numerology has a great power, but that doesn't mean we should not work. We will have to work very hard. Without that, nothing in numerology will do nothing. So numerology is safeguard only, precautions only, so that we do better as compared to without the knowledge of numerology. Just for the sake of making understand, I can just take one particular example. This is the numbers which I have given over here. The number 1 is assigned to alphabet A, I, J, Q, Y. 2 is assigned to B, K, R. 3 is assigned to C, G, L, S. 4 is assigned to DMT. 5 to E, H, N, X. 6 to U, V, W. And 7 to O, Z. 8 to F, E. Now where I put the star, C, I put the star. That means the value of C according to Canadian is 3. According to the Kabbalah, the value is 2. H value is 8 according to Kabbalah, 5 according to the Canadian. X value is 5 according to Canadian, 6 according to this. Whereas Pythagoras system is entirely different. It's very simple. That is why most of the world follows Pythagoras. Canadian is slightly more complicated. That is why in the eastern part of the world, it is being followed. Every number has got its friends also. These are the planets which are given to the numbers. They are written as friendly and unfriendly planets. So whenever the friendly planets, they meet together, they create the vibrations. Sometimes you have master experience when you meet a person, you sit with him and you enjoy the company and you want that we should continue furthermore. You don't want to leave the person. You just, after meeting is over, ask him what is the date of birth. Definitely your numbers must be vibrating with him positively. And there are certain people with whom you talk, after 5 minutes you think that talk should be closed, let us move away. So you see their number, they will be also entities. So without knowing, the numbers are playing their significant role. Everything which is happening today, after 9 years, the same thing will happen. Whatever things happen to anybody's life, 9 years before, 9 years after, the same thing will be 80% repeated. Now in 2023, if you want to know how 2023 will be there, go 9 years back, 2014. In 2014, you recollect how was this year for you? Was it good or bad, whatever it was? So same thing will happen to 2023 also. So this is how after 9 years, everything is going to repeat in our life. Now, for example, I have taken one or two cases. There is a person known as Raj Kumar Verma. I have put the values of alphabets, Raj, Kumar and Verma, and the total number of the name comes to 9. Total number is 1 over last 1. So this is name number is 1. 1 is for the sun. Now this name number which is over here, very important. If I put the value of Kumar as CUMAAR, the number will change to 2. Entire character will change from sun to moon. So alphabet spellings are very important, and the first letter is very important. Alphabet starting with the R, with the A, D, R, whatever. So whatever type of character you want in a person, whatever type of feature you want in a person, start the alphabet with that letter also. There are some alphabets which are very tedious, very tough, they create the life. So some precautions can be taken. If I see the date of birth of this person, let us assume hypothetically it is 18th April 1986. Now 18 means 1 plus 8, 9. So this is a birth number. This is called a psychic number. And this number controls our day-to-day life. In the day-to-day life, most of the characters, most of our things happen with the help of this number. And if I add the date number, month number and year number, date number is 9, month number is 4, and year is 1986, total is 6. If I add together, this will become 1. So in this way, we find that the destiny number is the total of date, month and year. And destiny number is always the one required only for two things in the life. First thing in the destiny number is it is used for purchasing any property or in the life when you want to go for marriage. Otherwise, destiny number has no significance. Majorly, it is used for these purposes. So another example I have taken is Kanta Chopra, born on 14 July, for example. So name number comes to 3, whereas the date of birth, number 14, it is 5, 4 plus 1, 5, plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 6, this will come to 1. So we write it as 5 by 1. So what is more important is that if the psychic number, that means the date number and the total number, they are friend to each other, that means their person is said to have lesser, you can say, problem in life. He will be more successful. And if the numbers are anti to each other, it will be having more difficulties. Had it been 5 by 2, 5 and 2 are anti, that means person will be getting lesser return with more hard work. Here is getting more return with less hard work. So date of birth, you cannot change whatever it is there. Only thing is the name number must vibrate with the date of birth positively. If the name number is anti to date of birth, it will affect the whole life. In our life, 30% of the weightage, 30% of our character, 30% of future is decided by the name. So लोग कहते हैं नाम में क्या रखा है, मैं कहता हूँ नाम में सब कुछ रखा हुआ है. तो इसलिए नाम का नंबर जो है वो हमेशा ही डेट ऑफ बर्थ से वाइब्रेट करना चाहिए, और नाम का जो नंबर है वो ऐसा एक ही होना चाहिए. कई बार घर में बच्चे को अलग अलग नाम से बुलाते हैं तो अलग अलग वाइब्रेशन उसकी बॉडी में जाती हैं, अलग अलग रिपल्स बनते हैं और पर्सनैलिटी कन्फ्लिक्ट हो जाती है. तो देयरफॉर वी शुड हैव ओनली वन नंबर, निकनेम और व्हाटएवर यू कैन से, होम नेम और अदरवाइज नेम, so that there are vibrations are parallel and the ripples in the body are produced which are recognized by the sound. So numerology tells us about various things. Let's say, for example, it is 14/7/1996. Now there are 4 numbers in the life, 13, 14, 16 and 19, which we call as the karmic debt numbers. Karmic debt number means our Rishi Bhrigu started writing about all the living beings in the universe, whether they are in the air, whether in the water, whether on the land. And after writing the future of the people, characteristics of the many individuals, he found it is very difficult to write for the whole air, land and water animals. So he selected only the man. In the man, he found that out of all the numbers, these 4 numbers are called a karmic debt. That means these people, everybody in the life somewhere or other does something wrong, but these people have done wrong more in the past life, and that is why they have to give in their life some sort of, you can say, pay the debt of the previous year's life. So I have seen number of people who work very hard, rise to the top, suddenly in 10 years time they come down, again work very hard, again they go to the top, again they come to the down. That means this type of curvature is going on. That means whatever they have to repay in the life, they pay it. The best solution is they should help the poor people. They should give, you can say, education to the poor people. They should do some daan to the needy people. That gives them the lesser burden. And this process varies from 25 years to 50 years. So what I want to say is that we should not believe in this numerology 100%. We should use this only as a tool to take a safeguard in our life, to decrease our path of resistance, and by decreasing the path of resistance, we save our time and energy. So the best way is to save our time, energy, and increase the probability of being success in the life. That is a major central point about the number sciences there. So I have learned this thing in 36 years' time. I found my date of birth. I made the International Numerology Forum just to do more research, because I find that these numbers can bring revolution. They can help the mankind. That is my whole mission of the life. I am now 75. I am running now 75. Rest of the life I want to do something new thing, and by research that how we can cure for the diseases with the help of this number science. So this is what I wanted to brief you about the numbers. Thanks for the question, Jerry. Thank you.
Dr. Chaudhry, I request you to please stay back.
A very good morning to all of you. My name is Dr. Ashish Chaudhry. I am the head of the department Department of Orthopedics at Akash Healthcare Super Speciality Hospital, New Delhi, India. Today I am going to talk about one of the very common orthopedic procedure, which is called knee replacement. I am sure most of you must have heard about this orthopedic surgery, but many patients which come to us, they have got so many anxieties, doubts and apprehensions around this procedure. In my clinical practice spanning more than 2 decades, I have seen so many patients suffering from severe stage of arthritis, but unfortunately they don't want to undergo knee replacement surgery because they have heard so many negative stories about the procedure, about the end results, that they fear that they might also land up in one or the other complications. And let me tell you friends, whatever apprehensions the patients have, all of them are not exactly wrong. Yes, I do accept that this procedure requires a very precise surgical technique, advanced technology and lot of teamwork to deliver very good results. Looking at all the experiences we accumulated in last 2 decades operating patients with severe arthritis, we devised a program which will take care of all the inefficiencies or uncertainties in this procedure. This program was launched in December 2019 and is aptly called Speed Knee Program. Let me tell you something more about the Speed Knee Program. So there are 5 elements to this program. The first element, which is S, stands for safety. That means the safe surgical protocols. Because we know that patients coming for the operation, it's an elective procedure. They don't want to land up in any complication, and most of these patients, they are females, they are obese, they are suffering from one or the other medical issues like diabetes, hypertension, cardiac and brain issues. So first of all, we have to make sure that
He is my son, Dr. Ashish Chaudhry. He is running the Akash Healthcare Hospital. One hospital we have in the Russia also. One hospital we have in Delhi. One is Agra. One cancer hospital is under construction. So we want to have a chain of the hospital. That is my next project also. And when he opened the hospital, first surgery which was done was on my knee replacement 7 years back. So I thought I will get surgery from you only, not from any other doctor. So by the grace of God, he has done thousands of surgery and 100% success rate is there. So he is dedicated to this. So that is another vertical apart from education, having the worldwide name in the education. The healthcare also we are starting over here. We are doing this. And the last is the numerology, which I have started out of my passion. And here also, hospital I perceived when he was studying in MBBS first year, I thought that he should run the orthopedic hospital. And definitely he has got a very good name and fame. But I told him he will make a cancer hospital with a research center, because many people are now growing in number of cancers. It's a very painful thing, very painful thing. So why can't we do research medically? Numerologically I will do, but medically he will do, so as to find something better for the cancer patients.